Hello everybody and welcome to this month's video message and welcome to 2019. Now, we are embarking upon a really exciting large-scale transformation project this year, which is the transformation of outpatients. So we're going to talk around that and get more of a sense of what it's all about. It'd be really helpful to get a sense from you of what the national direction is around outpatient transformation. Where is it coming from, I guess?
The current model of outpatients as it exists really predates the NHS.
Yeah.
It existed well before that. And throughout that period of time, there's been a huge increase in demand for outpatients, governed by ageing population, increased referrals, increasing technology. In the year 2017 to 18, there were 98.3 million outpatient appointments made, and trusts spent £11 billion on outpatients. And in spite of that, the DNA rate in cancellations runs about 20%. Generally, on average, DNA rate is about 10%, but for the first year recently, in fact, cancellations has exceeded DNA rates. Most of those cancellations come from hospitals rather than patients. And allied with that, we find statistics like 20% of pensioners who attend actually say they feel worse after their outpatient appointment than they did before, simply because of the trauma of coming to hospital.
Just the trauma, the logistical challenge it represents.
Yeah. Currently, the referrals are running at a 6% increase per annum.
Wow. So that's ahead of other growth areas, isn't it?
It is indeed. So it's the largest growth area in the NHS.
So from your perspective, there's a real opportunity to redesign service for the 21st century patient and the public in a way that fits them.
We've got to stop organising the system around ourselves and actually recognise the public as individuals. And as individuals, they have varying health needs, varying personal circumstances, and also varying ability to manage their own care. We need to work out a system where we can give them control about the care they receive, and so they can control where and how and when they receive this care.
I think really we have to face now, those of us who work in healthcare, that we're not delivering what patients want, but more so than that, as well as that what we are delivering is not sustainable for the long term, both for the NHS and the taxpayer.
How do you think this really fits with our Together We Care strategy?
Well, there's two strands to our strategy. The first one is a cultural change around our organisation and across the health community. And secondly, involving our patients and how we deal with them as people in our service. The way we communicate with them, not just agreeing dates, but how we remind them, how we interact with them through their pathways. And across the other strands, we've got lots of work on how we use IT, how we use our virtual technologies to interact with patients to avoid less traffic to the organisation and less face-to-face consultations, and how we change that pathway to do less consultations in their entirety as well. Imagine
I'm a patient. What will feel different to me?
Fundamentally, we're looking to have where there's real value in that interaction with the patient coming to the organisation. So for the first time you might see a clinician, but hopefully there might be something around having more tests in advance. And there'll be less interaction with the organisation sometimes. We'll be able to progress your care without necessarily you being in front of us.
A one-stop approach in some cases where instead of coming in to see the clinician who says, actually, Suzanne, you need a load of blood tests or a scan, go away, get that sorted, and in 6 weeks I'll see you again, trying to bring all that together in one go.
That's right.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's a good example. And not the 6 weeks see you again piece as well, because it could be that actually those results could be reviewed without you necessarily being here at all.
So do you think, James, this will see a reduction in outpatient appointments that take place in the hospital, or is it more about they'll be done differently?
I think it's a bit of both. So in the first 12-month period, it's more around a change and how we work through interacting with the patient in a different way and progressing their care in a different way. But in the longer term, it is around potentially how we reduce outpatient consultations completely, looking at some of those that might not be needed, some of those where we can involve the patient in a different way.
It does seem to me a really huge opportunity when you think about the scale of it, the breadth of it and who's involved. And of course, we're going to do some wide-scale citizen engagement and really understand what our local population wants to be better and how we will design a service that really meets their needs on an individual basis. So that we could be leading this piece of work nationally. We've got the support of the national lead in John, and we've also got the support of the Royal College of Physicians and the Royal Academy of Engineering. So really fantastic to have that opportunity to work collaboratively with those prestigious professional bodies. So please get involved. And until next time, take care, everybody.